Hi everyone, so this video is all about safety. So we'll cover how to actually grab the ball when the ball's coming towards you, and also a couple of points that you need to be mindful of or remember when you're actually practicing in the nets. So let's start with how to catch the ball when the ball's thrown back towards you in the net session. Because we've got quite a few of you who are currently playing softball and now transitioning into hardball. So this is a good time to talk about safety, because obviously that's number one. Safety comes first. So number one, when the ball's coming back towards you, when the batsman hits a straight drive, or one of your teammates is throwing the ball back towards you in the nets, if the ball's below your knee height, make sure your fingers are pointing down the ground, because I notice some of you are almost clawing your fingers in, and if you close your fingers and if the ball hits your nail, that can hurt. So we've had a couple of players who've injured their fingers or broken their nails. So this is really important, so listen carefully. So make sure you have both your hands together and your fingers are pointing towards the ground, and importantly, your thumbs are wide open. Because sometimes, and I've made that mistake when I used to be a kid, you can close your thumb as well, everything else is fine, but if you close your thumb, or if they're not wide open, the ball can hit your thumb, which isn't good. So be mindful of that. So just to give you a quick drill, your thumbs up, wide open. Similarly, when the ball's above your shoulder height, if you remember, your fingers should be pointing upwards. So what you need to do is, to make sure there's no gap between your two hands, make sure these two fingers cross over and your thumbs cross over. This will make sure there's no gap. And finally, another important thing, when you're playing with hardball, and the ball's coming towards you, even if you've got everything right, if it hits your thumb hard, it can hurt. The way to kind of cushion that blow is to have a bit of a give. When the ball comes towards you, try and, as soon as you catch the ball, there should be a bit of a give there. So you can actually soften the blow a little bit and go with the pace of the ball and kind of stop your hand there. So for example, keep going back. Once you've taken the catch, keep going back. If the ball's sideways, similarly, make sure your fingers are sideways, your thumbs are up and down, and you make the nice cup, nice cushion with no gap. So these are the fingers and your thumbs are important, and make sure there's no gap between your two hands. So remember that. One more thing I've noticed was in the nets, especially as you move into hardball coaching sessions, remember three rules when you're in the nets. When you're bowling and you are trying to retrieve the ball, you walk towards the ball. Imagine this is the net boundary. First thing you need to make sure is there's no one bowling in the net next to you. So double check that. Keep at least 2 meters distance, at least. Check there's no one bowling, and when there's no one bowling, what you need to do is remove the ball using your foot. Remove the ball, roll it towards the middle of the net, and only then, this was the second point, remove the ball with your leg, and only then pick up the ball by bending your knees. And number 3, when you're walking back towards your run-up, make sure you're still watching the net. You're still facing the net, or in other words, you're still facing towards where the batter is whilst you're walking. Last pointer is when you're waiting in the queue, when you're waiting for your turn to bowl, and you're talking to your teammate or your friend, even that there's no problem, keep talking, have fun, enjoy, have conversations whilst you wait to bowl. However, make sure you're always, even when you're talking to your friend, always watching the batter, because the ball can come towards you at any point. Be mindful of that. And if it does come towards you, remember, if it's below your knees, fingers pointing downwards, thumbs wide open. If it's towards your side, hands together, fingers pointing sideways, thumbs up and down. And if it's above your shoulder, these two fingers and your thumb crossing over, and make sure there's no hole, and fingers pointing upwards. And remember to give that give. If you actually, that helps soften the blow. And if it hits your palms, that's the best thing, because your palm is the softest part of your hand. So that's everything for today. Stay safe and hope to see you next week.